So, Longtail boats on Koh Phi Phi. So this is probably the best thing that we did during our stay in Koh Phi Phi. It's easy to do. There's people all around the island asking you for longtail boats. It costs about 1,800 baht. All the guides know which places to take you to. They all go more or less the same places, so it's easy to book and easy to organise. They drop you off at 5 stops during the day, and they are Shark Point, Viking Cave, Emerald Lagoon, Maya Bay, and Monkey Island.
See any sharks?
So the first place on the list is Shark Point.
You ready to go swimming with sharks?
Right,
Yeah.
I hope you see. Yeah. Slowly. Just swim into sea. They come to close you. You stop. They come around.
Okay.
They call it Shark Point because there's plenty of sharks around. They're called blacktip reef sharks. Unfortunately, I didn't get to catch any on the camera, but I got to see maybe 2 or 3 quite big sharks. These sharks grow to like a meter and a half long, so they're pretty big. They're harmless though. Honestly, this is the second time I've been swimming with sharks. I got pretty nervous beforehand, but they're harmless. If you swim anywhere near them, they'll swim straight off. But yeah, this was one of the best stops because I think it had the best snorkeling of the day. So you can see this is where we saw the octopus, a lot of colourful fish. There was a starfish. I've never actually been diving in the Andaman Sea. We've done quite a bit of diving in the Gulf of Thailand. Many people tell me that the Andaman Sea is where the best sea life is. And from this snorkeling trip, I'd probably agree because I'd never seen a jellyfish or starfish before like that. You get some good snorkeling there. One thing to note though is it's got quite a strong current, or at least it did the day we were there. So you kind of got to swim towards a rock and then you get sent back, and you can't really fight against the current. They recommend you wear a life vest because I think swimming in strong currents and shark-infested waters are probably a step too far. So the guy gave us a life vest to wear for this snorkeling trip. Actually, the currents are so strong, I ended up with a friction burn down here because I was swimming against the life jacket. So it was not ideal to wear a life jacket in that current. The second stop of the day is Viking Cave, and this place gets its name because inside the cave there are some paintings, not made by Vikings, but they are of Viking style ships. They reckon these cave paintings they're from maybe 100 years ago. People who got lost there in a storm, but the paintings are still there today. Unfortunately, you can't go in this place. It's actually used for cosmetics. So apparently there's a certain type of bird that makes a nest in there.
Burn? Oh, bird's nest.
And they harvest the bird nest. And this is used for face masks apparently. And that's where they make a lot of money from. So this one, you can't go in, no one can go in. It's just used specifically for this cosmetic industry.
A rocky boat.
The next one is also a really good one. It's the Emerald Lagoon. This is where you can see the really bright coloured water. Obviously you can see from the footage on the day we went, it was a bit cloudy, it was a bit overcast, but it still looks bright blue. I've never seen the colour of the water like that before. At this point, the guide he told us that we weren't supposed to go in here unless you paid an extra fee. But he took us anyway, but he just said, you can't snorkel in there. So he took us in, we did a tour around it and then left without paying. We did do some snorkeling just outside though. And outside the snorkeling in the Emerald Lagoon, it was a bit different at Shark Point. It was much deeper first of all, quite a lot more fish, quite a lot more groups of fish. The fish probably weren't quite as interesting as the ones at Shark Point. Stop 4 was Maya Bay. Maya Bay is probably the most famous location on the Longtail boat tour. It's famous because it was the beach that's used to film in the film The Beach with Leonardo Dicaprio.
It's beautiful.
Right now it's off limits because I think so many tourists went there for so long. The beach just got completely destroyed. I know there's some environmental issues. I know the coral got destroyed. The beach became really dirty. So they closed it off for a couple of years to give it a bit of time to heal, let some of the wildlife grow back.
Oh, here we go. More coming.
The final stop of the day was Monkey Beach. Now this stop was quite cool. You've got to swim into, it's kind of a cave or a gap in the rocks. So you got to get off and swim towards this small beach. And when we got to the beach, there was already a monkey there hanging around on the beach. He quickly ran away, but then you can notice all around you, it's kind of in a small cove, and everywhere, if you look up, it's like a cliff face. And you look up and there's lots of monkeys climbing around. The only problem with this stop is there's quite a lot of rubbish lying around. So as you swim in, there's kind of plastic and oil in the water, which has already been minging. And then when you get to the beach, there's crap all over the place, which kind of ruins it for us, but also the monkeys too. So after Monkey Beach, our guide took us straight back. He took us directly to our hotel. Our hotel was fortunate enough to be right on Viking Beach, and he took us straight back to our hotel. In total, the whole day took around about 4 hours. Like I said before, it cost about 1,800 baht. It's probably the highlight of our stay when we were there, especially since right now there's not a lot going on the rest of the island because of lack of tourists. This is something that can be enjoyed, in fact made better because there's so few tourists. In fact, I've actually seen pictures from a couple of years ago when you pull up to Maya Bay, when you pull up to Emerald Lagoon, and it's just full of boats, full of people. So this experience is actually better to do it now rather than in a few years' time when the tourists come back. And that's all for the day. Thank you very much for watching my video, and goodbye.